What is up, everybody? It is Mighty Man WBA here, back again with another episode of the WWE Draft Wars alongside Nathan.
Hello, everyone.
We are back. It's been a little while since we booked, but we're coming back with a SmackDown Live just before Christmas, and we are live in the tri-state area. We're going to jump into the show, and we kick it off, as always, on SmackDown Live, because we're original, with Shane McMahon. And Shane McMahon is announcing that he's going to make 2 matches on tonight's show to find out who will face the WWE Champion AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble. The first match is going to be Braun Strowman versus The Miz, and the second match is going to be Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton, and they will be later on tonight. Shane McMahon unfortunately underperforms, but The Miz and Maurice have good chemistry, lifting it as well. And the performance of Braun Strowman was good as well, giving us an 85B+ to kick off the show.
Yeah, an absolutely brilliant start to the show.
Yeah, and Randall Keith is learning to show more charisma, which is nice.
I'm very proud of him.
Because he currently has fucking none. Our first match of the night, though, is a tag team contest where Sanity, Alexander Wolf, and Killian Dane defeat the makeshift team of R-Truth and Ty Dillinger, otherwise known as the Happy People that don't get on the show. And it is Killian Dane picking up the pin with an Ulster Plantation on R-Truth. So Dane with a 49, Wolf with a 46, Dillinger with a 47, and Truth with a 46. And Wolf improving in Rumble skills, which is good to see because he is the one that needs it the most. But most importantly, just giving Sanity a win, hopefully a little bit of a pop boost as we look to push them as some serious members of the tag team division.
Not quite as good of a rating as the opener, but to be honest, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, could have been a lot worse. Probably would have been worse if this was the first week of the save as well. But we move on, and backstage we have The Miz knocking on Shane's office door just before his match. He's trying to claim that he is too injured to compete. He hurt himself in the match on Sunday. I believe it was last Sunday. It's been a while. I'm pretty sure it was last Sunday was the pay-per-view. Yes, it is, because we're getting contenders. So yeah, Miz hurt himself at the pay-per-view. He doesn't think he can compete. Shane asks Miz, do you have a doctor's note with that? The Miz does not. And Shane says he has to compete or he will be in a lot of trouble and he will be in for a fine. So Miz reluctantly agrees to participate in the match and makes his way down to the ring, where he faces off against Braun Strowman, and it is Braun Strowman who comes out ahead, defeating The Miz in 7 minutes and 46 seconds by pinfall with a running power slam. Braun with a 76, Miz with an 80, for a match rating of a 72B-. Not the best, but it is a very short match, effectively a squash match. And it doesn't do great. Miz and Braun, though, both improving their performance skills, which is very nice to see. And honestly, probably the best rating we could get on a main event squash match, which the game doesn't like.
Yeah, not a bad match.
Yeah, so Braun progresses to the final of our little contendership tournament, where he will face either Daniel Bryan or Randy Orton. Next up, though, we have a little New Day segment where they are celebrating the US Championship win of Kofi Kingston. See, I called it the right title this time. I kept calling it the IC title before, but it's the US title.
Yeah, you did. You finally got it right.
Finally. But it is not The Rock coming back. We have the New Day in the ring celebrating, pancakes for everybody, all that kind of shit that they seem to like. And then out comes Nakamura. He wants his title match tonight. However, Kofi also hurt himself, and he does actually have a doctor's note. So Kofi Kingston cannot compete tonight. But Big E and Xavier, they're up for a fight. They say they'll take on Nakamura, but out comes Chad Gable as Nathan very unprofessionally forgets to put his phone on silent, probably gets a Tinder message because he's a slut.
I'm not a slut.
You're a little bit of a slut. But anyway, out comes Chad Gable, and he says he wants his hands on Nakamura after what he did to him a couple of weeks ago on SmackDown. Nakamura, I believe, low blowed Chad Gable, or just attacked him in some way, because they lost a tag team match against the New Day, which is why Kofi Kingston got that title opportunity. And that match is agreed upon that will be later on, because I've messed up the match orders. We're giving Nakamura time to prepare. We're giving Chad Gable time to prepare. They need to warm up, pop to the loo before they have their match. So we go to a tag team title match between the teams of Gargano, Lashley and Rush, and The Bar, who are of course the champions. And it is the team of Gargano, Johnny Gargano, and Cassius Ohno that defeat Lashley and Rush and The Bar in 12 minutes when Ohno pins Lio Rush following a hero's welcome to win the SmackDown Tag Team titles for the first time for either men. So Ohno with an in-ring performance of 67, Gargano with a 69, very impressive from the two new call-ups. Lio Rush with a 50, Lashley with a 57, Cesaro with an impressive 88, Sheamus with an 84. No improvements, unfortunately, but a 75B- isn't a bad rating. Would have been better if it was just 2v2, but we have Lashley and Rush sort of worming their way into a match after the interference at the pay-per-view. Gargano Ohno, they wanted a rematch to prove that they could win the title, but they also wanted to get their hands on Lashley and Rush. So the management made it a triple threat, and due to Lashley and Rush's involvement, the Bar lose out on the titles, and Gargano and Ohno get their first WWE, in fact their first gold at all in WWE for both of them, right?
Gargano's held the NXT Tag Team Championship.
Oh, good point. I forgot about the Tag Team Championship in NXT for Gargano. But Ohno's first gold and Ohno's first gold and Gargano's first main roster gold. And we have new Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, very good match as well. Very good match. Especially
with Rush only getting sort of a 50.
Yeah, but Rush, he's young, he's not got that much popularity, so give it time and he'll improve on that. Especially because
I'm not sure if we've mentioned it actually in a video, but Lio Rush is actually the protege of AJ Styles in this. Took him under his wing sort of middle of November, I believe it was.
Yeah, it was.
And so Rush is improving a lot actually under AJ Styles, getting lots of tips on psychology and on how to work as a babyface, which is good to see. And it'll be interesting to see how he develops in the future. After that, we have Becky Lynch backstage. Talking to Paige, Becky Lynch says that none of the women on the SmackDown roster are at her level. None of them can stand up to her, and that there is no clear number one contender for that women's championship. And Paige says, well, how about we make one then? And we have a fatal 5-way later on, and it is going to be Asuka versus Carmella versus Charlotte Flair versus Naomi versus Nikki Cross. And that gets a 60C, which is not a bad promo. Paige has got some really poor stats.
I think it's more of a lack of popularity than anything.
That as well. I'll be honest, I might sack off Paige as GM at some point. I just need to think of a way to do it. She can't exactly lose to 4 random mid-card baby faces and a referee. So we're going to have to think about how to move her on. Maybe move her into a trainer role in NXT or something. But a 60C isn't too bad. And we get a number one contendership for the Women's Championship out of it as well. Next up, we have Jeff Hardy versus Penta. And it is Penta who picks up perhaps a surprise win against Jeff Hardy in 12 minutes by a submission via the armbreaker after a distraction from Samoa Joe. So Jeff Hardy going for the Swanton Bomb, gets distracted by Samoa Joe coming out of ringside. Penta gets up, gets onto the top rope with him, goes for that. I don't know what to call it, but it's like no, like when someone stood up, but they get put into an arm breaker, like an arm bar, where like the person who's doing the arm bar sort of like jumps up and sort of
cross arm breaker.
A little bit, yeah. So I guess it's just like a cross arm breaker from the top rope, and gets the submission victory over Jeff Hardy, and a decent little match, a 69C+, considering Penta is very new to the roster.
It's not entirely clean, but a big win for Penta there. He'll have stunned a lot of the fans that SmackDown has.
Yeah, it's one of those matches. It's a little bit like, it's just like a legend versus an up-and-coming guy.
You could say that he's the legend killer.
You could, but I believe that's gimmick infringement. You'll have to speak to Randall Keith and get his permission.
No habla y inglés.
That's also gimmick infringement. Anyway, enough from handsome Penta. As we move on, Samoa Joe. He's at ringside. Jeff Hardy's in the ring. Got a very painful arm now after that arm breaker from Penta. And Joe grabs a microphone and just proceeds to chat shit. Pretty much what he's been doing in real life, except slightly less sort of edgy.
Yeah, slightly less home invasion.
Let's maybe just call him ugly and not say that he's an addict and talk about that shit, because, he did that with Hawk and then... Did he jump or was he pushed? He was quite clearly fucking pushed. Droz, it's probably karma, that's why you broke your neck.
When this episode started, I bet that the viewers didn't expect to hear about this.
Yeah. Anyway, we move on.
Fortunately.
To a bout that has great wrestling and a lovely little reaction from the crowd as Chad Gable, the little minx, rolls up Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura is on like a 3 loss streak. It's ridiculous. It's mental. What's gone wrong? Buddy SmackDown. Buddy Road Dog. You don't know how to book Nakamura, you prick. Fucking hell. But Gable and Nakamura have great chemistry, and it did show in their performance. Nakamura coming out of the match looking very good with his 95 in-ring performance. Chad Gable with a 64. And any improvements? Chad Gable improving in his Rumble skills. What a lovely little match. 73 B-. Because I've just remembered that there should have been a little bit of distraction from the New Day. I did book it, it's just not showed up.
Bloody Road Dogg doesn't know what he's doing.
Nakamura going for, what's it called? The Kinshasa. That's the one. That's the Badger. Going for the Kinshasa. Kofi Kingston pops up on the ring apron. Looks surprisingly nimble for a man who's injured, but let's not mention it. Nakamura takes the eye off Chad Gable. Goes to deal with with Kingston. Bloody hell. Gable goes for the O'Connor roll. Gets the roll up. Gets the win.
What a time to be alive.
What more can be said? Apart from the fact that these ratings would be much better if I actually just booked a clean finish.
Yeah, but that's SmackDown. You don't really get clean finishes on SmackDown.
Hey, Sanity won clean.
Hey,
just against our truth.
There's one of about 4 matches.
Yeah. But after that, big Shane O'Mac, big money man Shane, makes a triple threat for next week on SmackDown. We're going to have Chad Gable versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kofi Kingston for the US Championship. Nakamura did invoke his rematch clause earlier on. It got moved to next week because of Kingston's injury. And Gable is getting himself in there due to the victory. And a 71C+, decent little rating there. Big E helping Kofi out like a proper lad.
What a lad.
I'm kind of losing the plot in this, to be honest.
Yes, tired. You are. I wasn't going to say this, but this is.
I'm very tired, but I'll be honest. We've been in a call for 3 hours just chatting shit, and we finally got round to it. So this is what you guys are up to.
Yeah, recording SmackDown isn't exactly Mike's top priority.
I mean, it is, but you were too busy making pictures of Jimmy Wang Yang and Marcus Corvon for a 2006 mod. So,
hey, what can I say? I have a type.
Yeah. Anyway, next up we have some women's action. We've remembered to book them again this week. And in a bout that had decent wrestling but not much heat. What do you know? Charlotte Flair has won a match. Didn't see that one coming. She defeats Carmella, Asuka, Naomi and Nikki Cross in just under 12 minutes when she beats Carmella by submission with the figure 8. Some very impressive performances from Asuka and Charlotte with a 76 and a 75. Naomi coming in sort of in the middle of a 52. And then Carmella and Nikki Cross down there with 42s. While not the best performance, nice to see Nikki Cross already at the same level as Carmella, even with a poor gimmick.
But to be fair, that's not overly difficult.
No. And we do have some improvements as Asuka improves in her technical skills. Nikki and Carmella in their performance skills, which is good. We'll be hoping to see them actually get some decent ratings soon. Because Nikki Cross is very good and I have plans for her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Isn't she lucky? Where are you going? Anywhere nice?
Yeah, going to Tahiti. That's an inside joke that you've probably forgotten about. Anyway, next up, we have Becky Lynch. She fights Charlotte. That's what they do. 66C+. Not much more can be said. She might have been on commentary for the last match. Can't remember. Booked this show about 2 weeks ago. It was been Christmas. Leave us alone. And then next up, we have the main event. And it's a fucking good one. As Randy Orton, Randall Keith Orton beats Daniel Bryan. I've booked Randall Keith to beat Daniel Bryan, Nathan. How shocked are you?
Very much so.
But
he deserves better, bless him.
But pinfall with an RKO after distraction from the bloody Miz. Pesky sod.
Oh, what a dirty diddler he is.
I just can't keep him away from D-Bry. I think he's just obsessed with him, mate. He's obsessed. I can't help it. I've told him no. He doesn't listen.
Yeah, maybe he's obsessed and stalking him. Just like Mickey James is to Trish Stratus on the 2006 series I'll have on my channel soon.
That's youtube.com/MikeManWBA. No, it's... What is it? NLG? Fuck knows. Who cares?
It's just a load of letters and
numbers,
it's a load of letters.
Because we're not good enough to have...
The link should be in the description of this video, though. It won't be, but it should be.
Oh, well, maybe, if I remember. This is going to go up in about 3 weeks. We'll figure it out. Daniel Bryan was off his game. Getting 86. It's a bit fucking good, isn't it? Randy Orton, not off his game. 93. What do you know? Randall Keith, get in there, son. Don't look at that. That's not important. Short match length was 16 minutes. What do you want? It's a fucking SmackDown. Anyway, after that, Orton's celebrating. Daniel Bryan recovers. He notices the Miz. He remembers that he fucked him up. He chases after him. Miz runs off because he's a fucking coward. And SmackDown ends. 86B+ angle. Pretty good. Orton, Randall Keith does his little celebration pose thing that I haven't seen him do in about 3 years now that I think about it. Mainly because I haven't watched the Randy Orton match in 3 years because he's fucking boring. But
and that's the man who just beat Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. But you know what, Nathan? I know what's best for business, damn it. And that's Randall Keith. The fucking kids love him. I've no idea why. So do the women. They think he's attractive or something. Fuck knows.
This video is so being titled like the Randy Orton rant or Mike Man WBA shoots on Randy Orton.
Mike just descends into madness.
That's us with every episode.
Yeah. 82B somehow. Thank fucking Christ for Nakamura, Orton and Bryan. But increases our popularity in 26 regions. So somehow that raging shit pile was a fucking success. Get in there, lads. Who'd have known?
Who thought?
Let's have a look here. Daniel Bryan booking complaint. Get in the bin.
Ooh.
Tyler Breeze up for renewal. Get in the van, son. You know what? Because you're a lad. 4K. Fucking hell. Behind the scenes is lad. Behind the fucking hell.
Behind the scenes exclusive, yeah, guys.
There you go. Tyler Breeze signs new deal. 4K, 3 years.
No, don't you wish you were Tyler Breeze right about now?
Daniel Bryan, have some cash then. 24.9, you can have that. There we go. He's happy now. Fucking look at him. Goes on. Ooh, all I care about is the environment. Yeah, the environment and 18k. Fucking hypocrite. Anyway, that'll be it for that episode of WWE Draft Wars. We'll see you soon for Monday Night Raw. What happened on the last one? No one can remember.
I actually can't.
Bray Wyatt beat Shelton Benjamin.
Oh yeah, he's kidnapped someone, hasn't he?
Yeah, Mike Kanellis. Rusev beats Kane.
Seth Rollins.
Thrilling stuff.
Oh yeah, Seth Rollins won his 4-way contendership match, and if you scroll up to the top of this show, you'll see who won the other one. Finn Balor did. Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins next week on Raw. Can they have a main event as good as tonight's SmackDown Live main event? It'll be difficult, but who knows?
What we've done is accidentally got all the good workers. And what you've done is accidentally get all the good talkers.
I mean, I've got Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, they're good wrestlers.
Yeah, but
and I've got Rusev, who's popping like 90s and shit.
Rusev's a fucking lad on these mods, though, to be fair.
Yeah. He's a lad in real life, isn't he?
Yeah.
What a boy.
Anyway, creative meeting. Bloody second Nakamura. Fucking lad. Primary heel in the WWE. Get in, son.
What a man. Oh, bloody hell. What a legend, eh?
Only one of those is under 38 years old. Oof.
Oh, mad. And 2 of those are on Raw. The rest are on SmackDown.
Anyway, let's fucking end this. Getting bored. See ya, lads.
Ta-ra.